Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has to be.
More. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
Episode 180. Once again, back-to-back weeks. I thought I had it figured out. I didn't. Keith, that soundbite, man, it's going to be gold. I'm messing up.
Coming. That's got to be that.
It's coming. Don't worry. Episode 180, though, man. And it's us three, the usual three right now, man. Life's good. It's snow. You had snow on the ground, Fitz. Winter's here. It's cold as balls
Winter's
here in
upon
North
us.
Carolina. Yeah, it's definitely cold up there.
But that means December football.
Nothing like it.
You know, like that's the good news.
Yeah, that's a hella good news. And you've got your whole playoff breakdown that you've crunched the numbers. You talked to the big man upstairs, aka Big Brain yourself, and said, "I'm going to calculate who's getting the playoffs and who's not." And I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, it's just I get in the habit of doing that. Again, my dad and I, just an old tradition. You get the newspaper out, and when it was December football, now we really start to look at it. Okay, you know, who are the remaining opponents for each team? You know, who's gonna win their last three, who's gonna lose three or whatever. And so yeah, it's just always a way to celebrate December. It's like, yep, let's pull out the schedules. Let's figure out who's actually gonna make the playoffs. So
Y'all actually use the newspaper?
we would, yeah. That was like our thing. We would sit. Really, I remember we'd have bigger discussions at the 4-week increments. Like I remember, like week 4, when it's like, okay, who's 4-0, who's 3-1, and we'd just sit there with the newspaper, like with the standings. It's just like in the old days, yeah. And like we'd be sitting at the kitchen table, just talking shop, you know, or then like the halfway point, like week 8, or then week 12. And yeah, I guess that's what it was. Like week 12 was like the December football, and it was like, now we've really got to look into like, okay, well, who do the Packers have to play for like 4 games, you know, or whatever. So yeah,
Dude, I love that. That's dope, man. Keith, you're rocking the Falcons hat. You're back on, baby. Going off the win. You're feeling good.
I wouldn't say all that, but you know what? I'm feeling. I found the hat, so I was like, you know what? Let me show support.
I hear you. Well, I'm
glad
glad you.
I'm not feeling bad. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling lucky. I'm just feeling like I'm looking.
Hey, you're feeling something, which is good. It's better than us Bengals fans. We're dead inside. So, all right. Blind top 5, and we're going all-time big man, the Hall of Fame for NBA.
My fave.
Yeah. So I figured, you know, Christmas NBA, it rivals Thanksgiving football in a way. It's on the horizon. We go ahead and do the blind top 5. So I try to get as many eras as I could, but also had to be Hall of Fame and relevant within everything. So, number 1, Kareem, the Dream. Starting hot.
Shoot. You know what? I'll go ahead and put him at number. You know what? I'll put him at number 1 because he did it with 2 teams. He did it with 2 teams. He did it with the Bucks and the Lakers. He has a whole shot. This man doesn't like he never. I don't think. No, he did. Did he win a ring off of 2 names? So when he was still Lou Alcindor, he got a ring. And he got one. So. Kareem Abdul.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right.
I think that's pretty cool. 2 names, 2 rings. Well, more than 2, I would assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll put him at number 1. You know.
Look at you dropping some little history facts for us.
Yeah, Lou Alcindor.
Man, it's a solid one to start.
Yeah,
that's a tough one to open with. I mean, this is the guy that LeBron just passed as the all-time scorer. I don't want to copy Vontae. I'm going to put him at number 2. But I'm worried that there may not be. I'm worried there may not be another guy. But there's a couple I could probably put before him. But this is no. Yeah, he was the real deal.
Bro's
Yeah.
gonna make you put Rick Smits at number 1.
All right. Next up, David Robinson. Just,
Admiral.
The Admiral.
The Admiral.
I'm gonna put him at number 4 just because, like, it's one of those things. He's too moral, I guess. Like, it's nothing. I don't know how many kids said, like, yeah, I want to be like David Robinson, and it's like, it would be cool if you said it, but it's like, why? Like, what type of personality did he have?
Right.
High and
Yeah.
tight cut. Didn't really. He played efficient basketball. The nickname was the Admiral, and he played for the Spurs.
Yep.
And he helped guide in Tim Duncan. So like I'll put him at number 4. He's good, but it's just like I like my players with a little stank on them. So
I like that. Yeah, he's like the OG original carbon of Tim Duncan.
he's like honestly he's like he was the original Russell Wilson, but he wasn't sufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him. I'll be bold here. I'm gonna put him at number 5.
Ooh,
I'm ambitious, and maybe that's not wise, but I like David Robinson. I do think if I'm picking, like, if I'm drafting a team, if I'm like drafting my key center, he falls into a second tier for me. Like, he's good, but he's not quite like where maybe some other guys could be.
Right. All right. Bill Russell.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna put him at number 5.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna take anything away from him, but like this man annoyed me, bro. Like
Oh my
he's
gosh.
been around for forever. It's just like the LeBron effect. He's been around for forever, so of course, like he's gonna get all these accolades and stuff. In my head, he invented basketball, but like like he's just been around that long, and then he gets and people get compared like, well, Bill Russell had this many rings. I'm like, bro, he didn't have a choice. Number 5, like he had better had that many rings playing with who he played with, playing how he played. Like this man towers above everybody. It's simple mic and drill for every game. You get rings like that. They don't know that no more. So I'll put him at number 5.
Wow. That's a hot take.
He's a bronze medal for me. I'll
3?
put Bill Russell at 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I like, part of it is we don't have a ton of highlights of these guys. And like the Bill Russell highlights we do have, I want more. Like he runs like a deer. It just seemed like he's one of those players you could drop in any era. Like, they always talk about that with certain players. And he's one of them. I even think in today's NBA, you could drop Bill Russell in. I think he dominates. Now, does he win 8 championships? I think it's more competitive of a league. But I do think he's a decorated all-star and, probably wins a couple rings.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I
I'll put
agree.
him at 3.
All right. Well, if Tim was here, we know this would be his number 1. The Fro. Tim Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was so a little wild card. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll put him at number 3. Like the smallest out of the 4 you said so far. That man is the definition of grind. Bro came out of Virginia Union. Most people don't even know where that is for real. That man grinded and went overseas a little bit, and then grinded his way to a ring, and like had like white people wearing afros and stuff. I'll never forget that, bro. Like seeing Detroit Pistons on the TV playing basketball and seeing like, especially Malice at the Palace, where like people were getting their afros knocked off. That was funny. But like the man started a movement with the Fro and just never cheated the grind. And he got a ring out of it. So hopefully that'll happen to Dame sometime. But yeah, he's at number 3.
I mean, he's one of the best defensive players in NBA history, like any position. And I think that was the appeal of Ben Wallace. What's funny is there was one of my friends, they had never seen Ben Wallace highlights. They had never seen Ben
Whoa.
Wallace. They're like, oh, I know who that is, but like, was he that good? Like, I know he's like, did you not watch Ben Wallace, dude? And like,
Yeah.
we're just watching the highlights. And I mean, he's just sending every shot
Mhm.
into the rafters. it's like he didn't just block your shot. He blocked it to like the next town. I mean, it
Right.
was insane. So yeah, no, Ben Wallace, I'll put him at 4. He's not my number 1, but he edges David Robinson on my list.
All
The
right.
craziest part, I think he's like maybe if not the same height as LeBron, he might be like an inch or two shorter than LeBron doing all that.
Yeah.
Playing
Yeah.
center like the first center and beating out every big man.
For real. All right. Last but not least, Superman. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect number 2, the big man, Shaqzilla. Yeah, ain't too much I can say. Like, this man has been relevant for the longest since coming into the league. And then didn't he have he had that documentary, that 30 for 30 for him. And then now he's a DJ now. So now the kids know him as a DJ, and maybe Sharif's dad. I don't know if
Right.
Sharif is relevant, but that man was dominant, like crazy dominant in 2 different decades, pretty much. Not when he played with the Celtics or the Suns. He was there, but you know what I'm saying? He wasn't as dominant because I guess that was Dwight's time. But like, that's who I was supposed to model my game after, Shaq. So a lot of baby Shaqs in the world.
Yeah.
I feel good putting Shaq number 1. That like I put Kareem number 2, and I was like, I just either need Hakeem Olajuwon or Shaq, and I'd feel good
Yeah.
about my list. You know, shout out Hakeem. That would have been a number 1 for me. No, Shaq was like I think he was your prototypical center. Especially like when he was with the Magic, and you know, just like it was like, oh, if you're gonna like design a center in a lab, you'd create Shaquille O'Neal. You'd just be like, oh, we're gonna make this man. Yeah, so Shaq, I think he's definitely one of the elite guys you could build your team around.
Yeah. He's like a 2K created player. Like,
Yeah.
if you could create an all-time big man. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
There was
Good list, boys.
I actually forgot, like, he was one of the first few big men that could actually dribble up the court,
Yeah.
like moves and stuff. But if you go back and look at the Magic highlights when he was kind of like slim,
Yeah,
man was doing everything. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Man, how good of that team could have been if they would have stuck together. That Magic team.
yeah.
Scary. All right. We got some current events, really 2 college football topics, and then we're in our NFL pick'ems. If you guys got anything, feel free to hop in here. But the big news, and this is a flashback to our childhood, Bobby Petrino, he's back at Arkansas as the OC. Vontae, you sent this in the group chat. This is ridiculous.
Bro, I didn't know. Like, I remember the motorcycle thing, but I didn't know the girl on the motorcycle had lore. I just thought it was a random girl. I didn't know she was a student. I didn't know she was on staff. Like, that was some stuff I missed. And I also didn't realize I didn't put A and B together. Like, this is the same dude that somehow got another job.
Yeah, man.
This goes back to what I was talking about maybe last week or the week before. Like, bro, honestly, the NCAA just be hiring anybody, but not everybody. It's getting weird.
If you got hired once, you're gonna get hired again.
Easily.
Like, that's just how it is. Yeah. No, man. Like, all right. So for those of you who don't know, Petrino was a very successful coach at Arkansas. His team is coming into the Sugar Bowl, like making a chance for a national championship run toward the end of the season. He decides to have a fling with a volleyball player at Arkansas. She graduates. He hires her so he can continue to bank her in football offices as part of the football staff. She's on the back of the motorcycle. Week of the Sugar Bowl. He wrecks it. He crashes it. Everyone finds out, oh, that's not his wife with him. What was he doing with this former volleyball player, NFL or staffer with him? Everything goes out. He gets fired. He gets canned. Wife divorces him, all that stuff. Well, he's back at Arkansas now as the OC. Wild. and this is always off topic. Him and Bill Clinton look so familiar to me,
Bro.
and the similarities of the little stories. All right, so I always grew up thinking like, are those brothers?
And Arkansas.
Arkansas.
In Arkansas, yeah.
Yeah, the Arkansas connection.
You know what's crazy is apparently there's a story with oh my God, what is bro's name? He used to coach for NC State in Alabama. Mark Godfrey. Mark Godfrey.
Godfrey. Yeah.
I'll never forget, like, during undergrad going downtown Raleigh, and this man with a losing basketball team is out downtown with his toes out in sandals and stuff, or fresh iron or whatever. But like, apparently this man, him and Mo Williams got into it when he was coaching at Alabama, and apparently he was with somebody at Alabama. It's all over Wikipedia and the internet if y'all want to look it up. But like, this man is trash. And like, once everybody knew he was trash, and he's the reason why like NC State stuck a little bit more, because the whole Dennis Smith Jr. thing, and now you can pay players. That's beside the point. But even after that Dennis Smith Jr. thing, he got hired again. So that's just in basketball too. Because who's the other guy? Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino, yeah.
Like, it's so many. I feel like to be a good coach, you just have to be a terrible person. Like, if you want to, as crazy as it works, if you want to be successful in America, you got to be a terrible person.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting proven more and more, and especially in sports. The whole premise of playing football is being a terrible person, if you really think about it.
I mean, hell, what did Hugh Freeze get fired from Ole Miss for? For, hiring prostitutes and maybe arranging recruits to be with
Crazy,
them.
bro. Crazy, bro.
And then he gets a job at Liberty, which is a Christian college or university.
Man,
and now he's back at Auburn. Like, this is wild.
can't find prostitutes in Liberty, I guess.
Yeah, that's how he got clean for those 3 years. Got him off the streets.
"Quote unquote" streets.
Yeah.
That man is back at it.
Oh, I know.
Let him have got the Texas A&M job. Back
Oh,
at it.
yeah.
And he wouldn't have gotten caught because it's Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah.
All right, this is wild. Fitz, you gotta weigh in.
I got nothing, man. All these
Yeah.
coaches are the same.
Yeah.
It's always college coaches. It's always college coaches. We don't talk
Yeah,
about it with
that's
NFL unless you're Chip Kelly, or not Chip Kelly, Urban Meyer.
Well, he did that to himself.
Urban Meyer.
But technically, he was all like, I
Thank
think he was still in a college mindset.
Yeah.
Like he was never
Yeah.
really an NFL coach.
He was easily doing that when he was in Florida. Oh my God, it was probably worse. Somebody's mom out there has a picture with Urban Meyer at one of the dive bars, because being in college around that 06, 08 time, had to been crazy.
Dude, absolutely. God, dude, I can't. When that bar picture popped up, I was like, "This is only going one way," and I'm excited to see how this thing plays out. And the only NFL coach I can think of is, I guess maybe a little bit John Gruden, with the text message and emails getting leaked, but still not to this level.
That was still different.
Yeah, it's different, right? So you got a point there. All right, since we're talking about it, go ahead.
Coming out on the Ring camera, nope. Nothing happened from that.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
it happened and nobody said anything. Like, oh yeah, he doesn't get caught slipping at all for real.
Like, are we sure? Like, I'm 100% sure that's Bill Belichick.
It is him. Look at the body. Like,
Yeah.
you throw.
Yeah, I feel like that's 100% him.
Literally with him. Like, that's him.
Dude, all right. And then since we're talking about it, we might as well talk. Did you get
I know like there was another team that a player that wanted something to represent, I guess, his wife, and they were like, no, you can't wear that. But like the Blackhawks are still a thing. Is that it?
all right? Hold on. I'm messing up here. All right. Say it again.
Oh, was it a player that wanted something to represent his wife on a helmet?
No. That was the Wild, and that was for the indigenous people. No. So Corey Perry is traded to Chicago, and he's a veteran to help bring in their young talent and to like really groom them into like, hey, this is how you have a long career.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Corey Perry, they have a mom's weekend on a road trip for 2 road games. Moms are in there. Well, their brand new first round pick brings his mom. Corey Perry says, "Hey, man, that mom looks pretty good." Bangs the mom on the mom road trip. Organization finds out. He gets released from the Blackhawks. Yeah,
That's rough.
rough.
That
Rough. All right. Yeah, unless you got thoughts on it.
no, it's hockey players. Like, what do you expect? What do you expect?
Yeah, right. That's just taking like under your wing in a whole new level.
Mm.
Like you're being the stepdaddy to him, you know.
Yep, that is.
All right, I said my joke. All right. College football championship week is here, and Fitz, you're an agent of chaos. And so if chaos is going to happen, it's going to happen this weekend. It almost happened last weekend. So, sorry, the graphics a little blurry. We got SEC championship, Georgia, number 1, taking on number 8, Alabama. Bama is a 6-point dog in the SEC championship. Then you get Oregon, number 5, taking on number 3, Washington. Washington is a 9.5-point dog, even though they're 3. Then you got Minnesota, who's a 23.5-point favorite over Iowa in the Big Ten championship.
Michigan.
Oklahoma. Oh, what'd I say?
You said Minnesota.
Oh, shit. Michigan. Sorry. Michigan, 23.5-point favorite over Iowa. Then you got Oklahoma State taking on Texas. Oklahoma State is a 14.5-point dog. And then ACC championship, Louisville, Florida State. 2.5-point favorite in the Sun Belt, playing Troy. But looking at this, there could be some extreme chaos, especially if you look at that Pac-12. If Oregon does what they're supposed to do and they win, which, by the way, Washington beat them earlier this year, and Bama beats Georgia, like what do we do? And Louisville,
Well, Georgia's getting in no matter what.
yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with the times? Like,
It is weird times, right?
not necessarily, but I'm looking at SEC. Like, usually back in the day, the SEC championship used to be late, and they put I guess it's because of Michigan and number 1. They put them 8:00.
I think they want to know what the result is of the first game.
I don't like that, man. Just play the game. Do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Also,
Also,
more chaos. Have it all at the same time. Just more chaos. You don't know.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't even know
Oklahoma-
if that really affect. Maybe it's just that it would be like, okay, if Florida State, if Florida State's the last game, they know if they win, they're in. Because I don't know. I don't know how it.
Let me just say, as an NC State grad and fan, I hate seeing Louisville playing in the ACC championship because I don't think we should have lost to them when we did, and they only won by like 3 points. But yet and still, Dave Doran just does just enough to keep his team motivated at the end of the season and the fans motivated at the end of the season. But it's all gravy. We'll see what type of sriracha hot sauce bowl play.
Yeah, I agree. The weird time to me is Texas, Oklahoma State at noon. That's really an 11:00 game for them being kicked off there. And that would feel weird to me as a player. Like you were in a championship game playing at 11 in that in the morning. Like that's weird to me. Yeah. Go ahead, Fitz.
I don't know. I'm always intrigued this time of year. Like knowing it'll probably just work out. Like Georgia wins, Florida State wins, Michigan wins, and then the winner of Oregon, Washington would make it. That's nice and sweet.
Yeah.
But if Bama wins, you're putting both those teams in.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's like, well, if Michigan wins, they're a lock. If Washington wins, they're a lock. Oregon, I don't know. Maybe they're on standby. Like, could Florida State get bumped? I mean, then I'm looking at Texas. I'm like, does Texas even have a chance? Like, if everything goes wrong, like Iowa wins, Louisville wins. Like, does Texas slip in if they're the conference champion? I don't know.
You gotta look at. Oh, go ahead.
I don't think Texas should, because I was just thinking Bama has a chance to beat Georgia, And then I kept thinking, I don't know, I was just randomly thinking, what if Iowa covers the spread? And if they do cover the spread, that means they could possibly win off a kick because Iowa's kicker is pretty good. Now, offensively, everybody else, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm all for a little surprise when it comes to CFB, and especially like for Florida State. Florida State winning and being a top 4 team in the state they're in now, without my boy Jordan Travis, that'll be exciting to see because they're pretty good on defense. But I don't know, man.
Is Iowa the team that has that kick returner that it was like he got called back? I can't remember. He's like one of the best punt returners. Yeah, they got that guy, Cooper DeJean.
Oh, the last white cornerback in the history.
Oh, it might be my parlay pick. I think Iowa, if any game is a spoiler, Iowa over Michigan would be my pick.
Have you watched any Iowa football, Fitz?
I watched
awesome.
Iowa, Minnesota.
It'll make you want to throw up.
I watched the fourth quarter of that game. Which was the punt return fiasco.
That's the only good play they've had. No, the defense is lights out. Their punting unit is probably the world's best punting unit because they're on the field every 3 plays.
It's like Little Giants. Just one time. We just gotta beat them one time.
I think they might cover. I don't think they beat Michigan. But let me tell you this. All right, let's say Bama wins by a point against Georgia. Texas blows out Oklahoma State. Texas has already beaten Bama earlier this season. Do they have a true case to say we deserve it over Bama?
If the other ones, like if Florida State doesn't complete it, then yeah, I think Texas would. Okay. I think Texas depends on that, on Florida State.
Yeah. All right, let's pick them. Let's call our shots right here, boys. If we all agree on a pick or an over/under, we'll put it in a special parlay here. But let's talk SEC championship. Georgia, Bama. Who do we like here? What bet do we like?
I see Bama covering the spread.
Yeah, plus 6.
The only reason I say that is because I keep seeing that clip of Saban getting mad at them while they were beating the snot out of a team. And he was getting mad because like they didn't do something right. And I'm going to be honest, like I don't know if Georgia has discipline like that, especially in moments like this. Like they've just been getting by off of being good. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only player from Georgia I know of right now is Brock Bowers, and that's about it. Anybody else is off of Prospects or something. But I see Bama covering the spread in this one.
I'm not impressed with Georgia's resume this season. I mean, they like the Mississippi game was big. Them winning 52-17 against Ole Miss. Because that was supposed to be closer, but even last week against Georgia Tech was hanging around. I'm looking back. Auburn, they only beat Auburn by 7, and I know Bama's been in some dogfights, and they've come out on top. I don't know. I think Bama could actually take this one. I really do, and also because Georgia, if they lose, they're probably still in. Like, are they really where Bama's going to be like? We got to win this.
Then, what if they lose on purpose just to play the lower seed?
Nah, they're not going to do that. But
I don't know.
I'm just saying they're not as hungry as Alabama is. So I would pick Bama in this one.
Yeah. Well, I like Bama plus 6 here. I do. I'm with Vontae here. I like plus 6. So we'll go ahead and lock the Bama spread because you're taking money line Bama. So we might as well just take the spread here since me and him like the spread. I also, Georgia and Bama, for the past 4 weeks have both hit the over in the past 4 weeks. The over is looking tasty for me too. But all right, maybe a little prenup of the pub parlay there. Pac-12, Oregon, Washington. Remember, Washington beat Oregon. Now they're 9.5-point dogs, but it was in Washington.
Oh,
over under 65.5.
65.5. Pac-12 does not play defense.
This is the last Pac-12 championship, though.
Oh, that's nasty. All right. You know what? I'll take Washington taking the spread on this one too. I don't know. I feel like that Oregon curse might come back. Oregon for the last Pac-12 game, history is gonna repeat itself, and like all is well within the Pac-12 world. Pac-12, like Oregon stays the cool uniform team that will never get far. And Michael Penix proves like he comes back into top quarterback talks after all the disrespect.
Man, is this just gonna be pure chaos? I'm taking Oregon.
Mm.
I'm impressed by. I think they finished strong. Now their opponents haven't been. I know USC's not as strong as they've been in past years, or as strong as people expected them to be. I like Oregon though. I don't know, and it's hard to beat a team twice in one season. Like if you're Washington,
it is, yeah.
you know that's hard to do. So I think Oregon wins when it matters. I think they take them.
You know, I this one I'm not touching like betting wise. I it's tough for me to call it because I look at Washington. I'm like, dude, they got a chip on their shoulder. Like you beat them, you're a 3 seed. Everyone's like, yo, you're a 9.5 point dog. Get the hell out of here. But then also at Oregon, like it's hard to beat a team twice, like you said, Fitz. I'm gonna pick Washington just because of chip. I guess we didn't agree on the selection here, so we'll skip this for the betting part. I do like the over 65.5 because it is last Pac-12. It just seems like the most Pac-12 thing to do. But I do have to make a correction. Oregon State and Washington State have been granted permission to use the name Pac-12 for next 3 years, even though there's only 2 teams left in it. And so maybe they become the 2-pack. All right. 2-pack. All right. Big Ten, 2 Michigan, 10 Iowa. Like we said, Michigan 23.5 point dog. Or sorry, favorite, not dog.
Can I be honest? I don't know the appeal of JJ McCarthy. Is it McCarthy? Yeah, McCarthy. I don't know the appeal. Like, is he good or was everybody else he played bad? Because I feel like Michigan is in the same realm of Georgia where like their resume is kind of iffy. Because like, I don't know, like, why are you dogging out all these teams? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Are you really that good? But then again, we did grow up seeing Alabama doing the same thing, the teams that were actually more competitive. So I don't know, but I don't think this is that right now because everybody kind of sucks this year. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's gonna be ugly on Iowa side, but it might be. I'm gonna take the under on the points. I'll do it. I'll bite. One thing about it, Iowa is not gonna move the ball, but neither are you. So I'll take under on the points. Wait, didn't they play like it was? Iowa was in the Big Ten. How long? It wasn't too far ago, was it?
Last year.
Damn. Yeah. So yeah, I'll take the under on the points. That game.
I'm gonna take Michigan. I know I teased. I could see Iowa spoiling. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. It's a long shot. But hey, special teams. Their special teams is the X factor in this one. Special teams and defense. But yeah, I think Michigan wins this one.
Yeah, I think Michigan wins it too. I agree. JJ is nothing special. I know people were claiming him like get him the Heisman, but he threw the ball 6 times against Penn State. And I think they limited his throwing because they knew if they let him air it out, mistakes could happen here. I like the under in this one too. Fitz, how do you feel about the under?
I don't touch that stuff.
Okay.
This is why I hate college football. It's like, do you want to talk about who's going to win the game, or you want to talk about the spread? And the fact that we talk about the spread more than who's going to win the game, get out of here. It's like this my blood's boiling. I hate this.
You turned red.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can't stand it, man.
Big 12 championship. Quinn Ewers is back in burnt orange. He's back at QB1 for Texas. Oklahoma State got a chance here.
Do they though?
I'm looking at their resume right now.
Beat Oklahoma when it mattered the most.
But that was like an uphill battle, wasn't it?
Great fan base too, by the way. I love Oklahoma State. I like their culture. Put it that way.
Like the Pokies.
Yeah, I think they got a good culture out there.
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna put Texas in the same realm as Oklahoma. I think. I'm sorry, as Oregon. I'm looking at it. I think I feel like there's been times in the past, like especially like when Chuba Hubbard used to play for Oklahoma State, like they've always had either a running back or a wide receiver that was a game breaker. And I know, who was it? Jalen Catalon went from TCU to Texas, so he's the safety. But besides him, I don't know any difference makers on their defense. Quinn Ewers, I'm not a Quinn Ewers truther either, so I can see Oklahoma State pulling one on them. I can see it.
I feel like there's got to be one surprise game of the weekend, and Bama ain't it. Like everyone thinks Bama's gonna win. I don't count that as a surprise. I think everyone's picking Bama to win that one. Oregon Washington's too close to call. I think Oklahoma State I think that's the surprise because I want to pick Texas. I'm like, oh yeah, Texas will win this, but you almost feel like that's gonna be the game I think they just miss it. It's one of those games maybe they're supposed to win and they just botch it. And yeah, so I'll take Oklahoma State purely for that.
And this is the last Big 12 championship Texas will be in. Because remember, they're moving to the SEC next year.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, I think they have something to prove here, boys. We're all riding Cowboys. Let's shoot them up, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, State money line, lay it down. Mike Gundy with the Arkansas Waterfall. He's pumped. All right, last one. Louisville, Florida State.
I'm hammering down Florida State money line. What's his name? Jawar Jordan, the running back from Louisville, for the longest. I think he had the most rushing yards in maybe the ACC. Maybe in the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season. I haven't heard much from him. Florida State got it. Tate Rodemacher, whatever the fuck his name is. I think he kind of matured in that Florida game, even though the defense kind of bailed him out. Maybe he learned some things, picked up some things. So hopefully he shows it. I'll take money line.
Like it.
Man, they're playing this at Bank of America. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm taking Florida State. I don't see Louisville doing it.
I'm taking the Cards, man. I think we played emotional for Jordan Travis last week. I think they bust their load. You know, they blew the load too soon. Give me the Cards. All right. NFL picks, NFL news. We got to talk about real quick. Then we'll do our picks. Frank Wright out.
Aaron Rodgers. Damn! I thought we were talking about Aaron Rodgers.
When we talk about the Jets, we will. Frank Wright is out in Carolina after 11 games, and I think all three of us said this. This was a bad hire. They had their guy, Steve Wilks, and they let him go. This was a bad hire for him. But for him to be released after 11 games with a quarterback he didn't want to draft it, with a roster that he hasn't put together, it's not necessarily on him.
Hey, man, I guess shout out the NFC South or whatever. But I have a theory. So ever since Dave Tepper has stepped in, the Panthers have been going down, right?
Yeah.
Do your homework on Dave Tepper being like the pettiest son of a bitch you ever met. So I have a theory that like he's kind of all these things, you know, usually when when owners kind of meddle in team operations, you would think they have some semblance of at least knowing the players or knowing what the coaches expect, knowing some type of football. Dave Tepper has no football knowledge outside of the football cards he used to collect. Now, I did my research on him, and like he's really rich. He has hedge funds and stuff, and like he once tore down the house of a guy who was his manager. He tore his beach house down and built one that was twice his size. Like he's that petty. My theory is he's trying to drive the value of the Panthers down and then get some property out in Charlotte and out to that housing boom over there. And like, I feel like there's somebody in his past that was a Panthers fan. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna play the long game, and I'm gonna drive the value of this team down and like drive this. That's my theory. I could be
No,
crazy.
I think it's a
but-
good
but
theory.
there's really no reason for him to be that, like, things to go this bad. Like, this is terrible.
My mom, Panther fan number one. Like they're the number one supporter of the Panthers. She believes this is it. This is like they messed up. They had their coach in Steve Wilkes. He was going to
Mhm.
change the culture like Dan Campbell did for Detroit. He was going to make them a franchise, and they blew it. They missed the opportunity because of, I don't know, greed or,
Mhm.
you know, you were, or whatever, this Tepper guy. Yeah. Like, oh, I don't want to do this because I'm so petty. I need to have the best, whatever. He's motivated by the wrong things. And
Optics.
yeah, and I think my mom's theory is they're going to sell the team. And, like it's going to get to that point. Like
Ooh.
not next year, but this is going to take such a downturn, and they're not coming back from this. Like it feels like that. Something very drastic would need to happen. And what sucks is they had it in Steve Wilkes. Like that was really their projectile to get them out of it. They sold McCaffrey and they started winning games. I mean, like how do you not hire the guy? Like it still is mind-boggling.
And
Because he started winning games. That's why.
Steve Wilkes is killing it with the 49ers. Like what's crazy is he was in the booth, and that's when they had that slump. But as soon as he stepped foot on the field, they turned it around. And it's like, you had that guy as a head coach, not to mention Steve Wilkes is from the area.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh man. And he's from like the roughest part of Charlotte.
Yeah, West, like Harden and stuff. So seeing that, being a money hungry man, how do you not see the marketing with that? Like, how do you not see like the community outreach or what little you care about the community? How do you not see that?
It's one of the greatest.
What I'm listening is like Steve Wilkes is like an OG older. And I don't think he was willing to bend to whatever Tepper wanted. And Reich was like, yes, man. And now look what happened. This man at home for Christmas. Honestly, Frank Reich might have did it for purpose. Like, I needed some Christmas money, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Wilkes,
wild.
I hope Wilkes and McCaffrey get it done. Just for Panthers fans to have a little bit of closure. Just like what could have been.
They'll pick me up for him.
It'll be one of the greatest what ifs ever. Is what if the Panthers had kept Steve Wilkes? I'm telling you.
I like your mama's theory that I think it's all building up to a sell. Like this is all leading to something here, and I hate it for Panther fans, but it's tough.
They're gonna take away stadium and make it some more high-rise apartments.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like when we're gonna be old talking to our kids about the Panthers like 30 years from now, and they're like, "What's a Panther?" And you know what? I'm trying to think of what places what states don't have a team.
They'll move to St. Louis.
They'll
take the Rams' old place.
Yeah, because it's cheap over there. So hey,
and we'll be like, man, the St. Louis Blackhawks are wearing
they'll be the Panthers. They'll just be the St. Louis Panthers, or it'll be the Idaho Panthers.
I'm thinking like the Oilers, like the
Titans
and Titans. Like they're wearing the throwback. Like we'll be like, oh, look at those Panther throwbacks.
Oh, they got the Panther throwbacks.
Yeah.
The kid's like, all right, Grandpa, like go sit down. They could have got a guy named Steve Wilkes.
They could have hired Wilkes. Never forget it. Tell your kids.
Tell your kids. Tell their kids. All right, Thursday Night Football. It's kicking off right now. Seattle, Dallas. Who do we take here? Over under at 47.5. Dallas, 9-point favorite.
At Cowboys? Yeah, Cowboys got it.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to bust out my little data here. So, like, the Seahawks, their next 3 games are tough. They probably have the toughest next 3 of any team. They got at Dallas, at San Francisco, and then they host Philly. So, a lot of, playoff implications here. You know, you can't lose 3. I feel like they do, though. I feel like the Seahawks do. Those are tough. Their best chances tonight. I think their best chance would be to win tonight against Dallas. But I'm gonna take Dallas in this one.
I feel like they could probably somehow beat the Niners again somehow, because you remember my theory for a while back. Niners always have a stupid reason why they lost to the Seahawks. I don't know. It's always,
but it's on the road too. That's the other thing. It's in San Fran.
The Bay Area.
Yeah. I'm taking Dallas here. I do feel like this is their one chance for Seattle, but I just don't think it's enough. All right. Sunday, 1 o'clock action. Colts, Titans, 42.5 to over under. Indy, 1 point favorite.
I think the Colts might be riding that high of that win over the Bucks. That somewhat close game, so I think they can. Oh, wait, never mind. Jonathan Taylor is out for 2 weeks with a thumb injury.
Yeah.
So that means they do have to
play
win.
through that shit, man. Just put a club again. They did the club with a running back.
It's a business decision, homie.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith would never.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith play with a fucking broken shoulder.
Yeah.
No, but you think about, bro, you got Jeffrey Simmons right there. That's the first line of defense. That man is treacherous. You grab him, you take his elbow or something and just like pull it back with the thumb. Oh my God, something crazy like that. I don't know. But Jonathan Taylor's out. Gardner Minshew and Michael Pittman had a pretty good connection last game. But I think the Titans, somehow or another, Vrabel figures out a way to contain Minshew mania. So I'll see the Titans.
I do have Indy losing 4 of their next 6 games, but I think they win this one. Minshew mania continues for 1 more week, but then it drops off.
Minshew mania has now become the Minshew roller coaster for me. And it's up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. They just went up. They're going down. Give me the boys in two-tone blue. Give me the Titans. Chargers, Patriots, over and set 40.5. LA 5.5 point favorite.
Oh, you had a picture, Juju, and this man got into it with is it Tim Brown or Troy Brown? Tim Brown.
Tim Brown, yeah.
Tim Brown. This man got into it with Tim Brown over the last game because Mac Jones was just like throwing balls everywhere. And so like he was pictured standing apart from the wide receiver group. So I guess Juju is like filling the waves, but all the younger wide receivers are kind of doing well. DeMario Douglas is doing well. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I can throw to. But it's Patriots defense too. Though that defense has held pretty strong to me. I see the Patriots going like have Brandon Staley go home for Christmas. So maybe the Patriots are the one to do that. Also, Keenan Allen is hurt. His shoulder kind of is literally in his ear now. Austin Eckler has been running like me out there. I don't know exactly who they can turn to. Justin Herbert is playing with 9 fingers. So I think the Patriots take him away too.
You also got Bosa Raisin Brand up in the press box. He's not playing.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's getting nasty out there.
So call me crazy. I think the Chargers actually get on a run. I think they get on a hot streak here. They've had a tough schedule. Yeah, if you look at who they've lost to like playoff teams. And you wonder if they're going to put it together. I think their defense is starting to show flashes that, there's a reason they're the highest paid defense in the league. They're starting to show flashes of that. I think they show it against the Patriots for sure. I think a team that's been struggling all year. I think the Chargers, they have their kind of their pride moment. Like, yes, we're dominant, and their schedule's pretty favorable the rest of the year. But I think this one, especially that spread, you hammer that. I think the Chargers win by like 20 in this one.
Yeah,
I think it could be big. Yeah,
I did a little homework on them too, Fitz, and I agree with you. I think Chargers win big here too. Patriots have dropped 4 in a row and they haven't been close. They just lost to the DeVito and the Giants, past Paisan over there. So Yeah.
Said just a
Mm.
I love it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's my favorite story of this crazy NFL year, by the way.
Yeah, I'm here for
Tommy
it.
DeVito.
Lions Saints over is at 46.5. Detroit 4.5 point favorite.
I'm excited for this game, by the way.
Aren't all their receivers? Olave was in concussion protocol,
Mhm.
and on fantasy they said
Yep.
he was just questionable. Like, I don't know which one it is, but I will say when the Saints were playing the Falcons, I love seeing my boy A.T. Perry going off. Still hate he's not a Falcon, but he went off. Freaking Lynn Bowden Jr. was doing pretty well too. But that's the Lions, and I don't know. Is what's the name? Chauncey? Well, C.J. Gardner Johnson he's out for the season, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh dang. Well, maybe that defense kind of wins one for him, so he can get his get back for the Saints. Yeah, I'll say Lions get another one.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I mean, yeah, the Saints, record-wise, it's not super exciting, but they are playoff potential. Like that NFC South's wide open. And I would expect it's kind of between them and Atlanta, but watch out for Tampa. I love the running backs for both these teams. The two-headed monster in Detroit, and then I love Kamara, and then also if you include Taysom Hill with the Saints. I just think it's a really interesting matchup, and both defenses are actually playing well too. So it's not even just the running game; it's kind of that chess match between some of these running backs versus the defense, and yeah, I don't know. Even Carr versus Goff is interesting. I love this game. I'm gonna take Detroit though. I think it's a very fun game to watch.
Yeah.
And the over under 46? I might even take the over. I think that it could be kind of an offensive match.
Yeah, I like the over here too. Yeah, give me Detroit. Fitz, we're on the same page right now. All right. We've got your Falcons, Keith, taking on the Jets.
Bro, do you hold on before you finish that? I'm looking at this visual you got up here of Aaron Rodgers. Do you know how sick I'm gonna be if this is the game that Aaron Rodgers just so happens to come back?
He's not coming back, dude.
Bro, all right. That ayahuasca, this man gonna float out a quarter, and they're gonna go up 28-3. Bro, and they're not gonna come back from that on them. But yeah, what can I say? Shoot, man, Falcons got to play an away game, and that's never really been the move so far this season. And Jets, even though like they haven't been showing it, they do have a pretty good deep. Forget the defense; they have good DBs, which means that Desmond Ridder can't throw like at all. So like it's all going to be on Bijan, Cordero, and Tyler Algier because that man cannot throw on these guys at all.
Yeah.
God, I hope they don't throw. Well, or maybe I really hope they don't throw. I don't want that. Kyle Pitts gonna get held to one catch for 7 yards. Drake London's gonna get 8 up, 5 targets, 0 catches. Like I'm not seeing it for them in the air, so they just got to ground and pound somehow. But I think they got it. I think they'll pull through with a kick. Robert Saleh seems done. I mean, maybe this is going to be the game where he like turns the swag back on, but let's hope not. So go Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, all the talk of can the Jets, get a run going and Rodgers come return. I think it's too steep, and I think the next 3 games for the Jets, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins is tough. I just don't think you can win. I don't think they can win one of those, but 2 is out of question. Their best chance would be this game. And you want to pick them because of Rodgers coming to practice this week. I just don't think it's enough. I actually am going to take the Falcons in this one.
Yeah. I mean, they've opened the 21-day practice window for Rodgers to come back, which that's wild. He just had surgery 74 days ago. Which, if he does this, I think this is the biggest middle finger to medicine we've ever seen. And Tim is sick right now. I think there's juice in that New York facility. I think people are electric. They're excited. They're ready to get back to it. The MILF Hunter is feeling the good vibrations coming from Rodgers and every other quarterback in that quarterback room. Give me the Jets.
Is he gonna start?
No, it's Tim Boyle.
No, it's Tim Boyle. Anytime I can say MILF Hunter, I like to throw it out there. So, yeah. All right. Cards. Steelers. Over on set 41.5. Pittsburgh 5.5 point favorite.
Shit, man. Hey, I'll take the Cardinals off the strength of the Super Bowl. Kyler is back. Somehow Kyler is back and making moves and running around like a mouse in the house, a literal mouse in the house. James Conner is back. I think he has Rondell Wilson, Marquise Brown is still there, and I think Michael Wilson comes back. Granted, the Steelers defense is all that in a bag of chips, but I don't know. I think they get out offense by the Cardinals somehow.
Great pick. I feel like Lee Corso. Great pick. I like that. I do like that pick. I don't know. I think it's too steep for the Cardinals, though. This is also a very interesting matchup. Running backs is interesting. James Conner versus former team. And then I love the Steelers running backs too. I do think the Steelers win this one. And I know they're not as good as their record shows, but they just keep finding a way. And this one's easy. They can play sloppy and still find a way. So I'm gonna take the Steelers.
Steelers are 7-4. And they are frauds at 7-4. They'll be 7-5 after this Sunday. Give me the Cardinals.
They'll be 8-4, and they'll still be frauds.
Yeah. Are they actually 7-4?
Yeah, they're 7-4.
That shit is crazy.
Frauds. All right, Commanders, Dolphins. Dolphins are traveling up to DC. Over on set at 49.5. Miami 9.5 point favorite. It kind of looks like Sam Howell's picking your nose right now.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about this game. And I feel like it might be like that Oklahoma State and Texas game we were talking about. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel something. Riverboat Ron has something for Tyreek Hill's ass.
Yeah.
And he got something like a boxing one on a wide receiver or something like that. 9.5 point spread is crazy, but I understand it. I don't know, man. You know what? I'll take the Commanders. Shout out my dad. He's a Washington's fan. And that's about halfway up. So I'll take them just for the sake of it. Not to be different, but I don't know. I just feel like something's going to happen.
Right now, I'm still on the Cardinals. I'm trying to pick up a wide receiver for fantasy. Said Michael Wilson. I don't know. Is he going to be back?
Hey, is Rondell Moore still available?
Rondell Moore. I'm picking up one of them. I just like that. I would take a Cardinals wide receiver. I didn't even think of that. This game, Dolphins, Commanders. I think the Sam Howell hype for this season just gets put on hold. I think next year is their chance, maybe a year away. Dolphins, they take this one easy.
Yeah. Give me the Dolphins. Give me the over here too. I feel like both teams of these can score a little bit. I like the over. All right. CJ Stroud, unlimited. Russell Wilson, Broncos traveling to Houston. Over on set at 47.5. Houston, 3.5 point favorite.
I hate to do it to him, and I'll take the Broncos in this one. I'll take the Broncos in this one. CJ Stroud is good, but the insufferable Russell Wilson he has been finding a way for the past few games.
Yeah.
I actually been watching these games and seeing this happen is just I feel like we've been trolled. Like that last season, we just got trolled. Oh, y'all forgot. I was just playing with you. And so he'll just treat this like it's like they are the Texans. Like even though they're good, but like when teams play the Texans, it's just like, oh, they're the Texans. And Russell Wilson's gonna be in that mode. Gonna be on that type of timing. So I'll take the Broncos in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one's tough. I want the Texans to win. They might be my AFC team that I'm like rooting for the most this year. I'm with you, Vontae, though. It feels like Denver's going to find a way. I'll take – sadly, I think my brain's telling me Denver. But I really am pulling for C.J. Stroud.
Denver is really, really, really lucky and good when they're at home. They're on the road this week, though. C.J. Stroud, the 7th best odds for NFL MVP, and he's a damn rookie.
I like
Give me
it.
the Texans. Give me him.
I just read something that said ex-Raiders general manager Dave Ziegler wanted to move up and draft C.J. Stroud because he believed he was a generational talent, but now fired Josh McDaniels overruled him. That's crazy.
Frank Wright also wanted to draft him.
Mm.
They got Bryce Young.
Dang.
Yeah. All right. Panthers, Bucks, over at 36.5. Tampa Bay 5-point favorite.
Y'all remember that year? I think it might have been last year where the Panthers fired a coach and somehow won out the rest of their games and ended up either 6-10, something like that.
Yep.
So Baker Mayfield is turning back into the Baker Mayfield we all know and love. I think Brian Burns can eat him up enough. I think Bryce Young can get some semblance of confidence. I don't know. I'll take the Panthers in this one.
I'm not taking the Panthers. I'm not touching them. Tampa. And I think Tampa, hot take, Vontae, I think this is a team you got to worry about.
It is. That's why I want them to lose.
I know, but I'm saying I think this is the team that starts moving up. So I'm gonna take Tampa.
I got a theory, and this theory has been 98% correct, I feel like, since we started the show. When you fire a coach, you go on to win the next week. We saw it with Pittsburgh firing Matt Canada. They beat my Bengals last week. We saw it last year with the Panthers. I see you again. Carolina beats Tampa Bay here. And that's the only win they get. Browns, Rams, over at 39.5. LA, 3.5-point favorite at home.
Yeah, Rams got it. Well, I don't know. My boy DTR is back playing in LA, so that'll be cool, but I don't think that's enough. Rams got it. Kyron Williams went off the other week. Oh my good gosh,
yeah.
I think he does more of the same.
Yeah, these teams, this is interesting. These are kind of the two teams that have just been scratching and surviving in both conferences. Like the Browns are that team in the AFC, the Rams are that team in the NFC. That I think they'll both make a playoff spot or have the chance to be in the playoffs, despite having like major injuries or having key pieces out. I really like both of the, and then also, you got Aaron Donald versus Myles Garrett. At LA, that's never a home crowd, is it? Like,
no, there's so much better things to do in LA.
With that.
Yeah,
I'll take Cleveland. Yeah, I'll take Cleveland. That's the swaying point for me.
Oh man, give me LA. I think they have more to fight for right now. Browns are, they're still fighting, but they're in right now. Rams are looking for that spot. So give me the Rams. All right. Niners, Eagles, the rematch of the NFC Championship. This game seems like it should be Monday night, Sunday night. But no, we don't get it flexed. Over at 47.5. San Francisco 3-point favorite, even though it's in Philadelphia.
Nick Bosa has personal beef with Jalen Hurts. But I don't think that's enough. You know, Jalen Hurts will prevail despite the odds, and Nick Bosa and his thoughts and actions. DeAndre Swift sort of had like a slow game last week. I think he somehow picks it back up this week. AJ Brown had a slow game. I think he picks it back up too. So I'm with it. I'll take the Eagles on this one.
This has to be just an interesting game to plan for as a coach because you don't want to tip your hand. You know, it's like we're probably going to see these guys if we take care of business. We're going to see these guys in the playoffs. So, like, how do you go about your business? I'm going to take Philly in this one. I think it's obviously a great game. It's going to feel like a playoff game. I think the Eagles just get it. They just edge it out somehow. But then the Niners leave going, we got them. You know, next time we see them, we're going to take them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll take Eagles in this one.
I'm with you. Fly, Eagle, fly, baby. Give me the Eagles. All right, Sunday night action. And Fitz, I have to apologize.
That's why it wasn't the Sunday night game.
Yeah. Chiefs, Packers
so
over at
excited for
42.5. Kansas City, 6-point favorite. And Fitz, I was trying to stir the pot last week. I was trying to ruffle your feathers a little bit, saying Detroit's going to run all over them. Bad franchises stick together. And you shut me down. Jordan Love showed up. The Packers showed up. So I apologize to you.
Told you.
I'm telling you, ever since the Pittsburgh game, we've looked sharp. And that Pittsburgh game doesn't get talked about because it was a loss, but that was the best our pass offense looked all year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're starting to see the emergence of Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. We've seen Dobbs, we've seen Watson, but Musgrave. I mean, I am so excited about
that's
this team.
But Tucker Kraft got his
Tucker Kraft too.
Who is it? Oh, Dontavian, is he gonna be able to play this week?
Yeah, he's battling with injury, so I don't know if he'll be in.
But you know what? I'll take the Packers in this one too. They're playing in Lambeau. I don't know, like Patrick Mahomes is still like the best quarterback so far in the league, but he's been playing weird, and his receivers have been playing weird. I'm telling you, Taylor Swift is bad for Travis Kelce because, like, I don't know, man. He doesn't seem as electric. He seems easy to game plan for nowadays. But
don't say that.
But
I think he could go for like 4 touchdowns against us or something.
He won't do that, man. He's not that real anymore.
Oh,
he's not that real. So you gotta trust in your gut that he's not.
Jair Alexander's coming back.
There it is
for this game. So that's
big. Eric Stokes coming back.
Stokes, he's the Bob Sanders of this era. Every time I look, he's got a new injury, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
But then in his stead, I guess Isaiah Pacheco has picked up. Honestly, out of the whole offense, I think Isaiah Pacheco has picked up the slack a little bit. But I think your boy LaFleur, I think he can handle it. I think you guys win off the toes of Darius Carlson. I'll go Packers now. I'll go Packers.
I was a little concerned. The Chiefs, I'm trying to remember his name. The Chiefs corner that was guarding Devontae last week. He basically shut down Devontae to 0 catches in the second half.
Charvarius Ward or L'Jarius Sneed?
Sneed. I think it was Sneed. So like the big factors are going to be Reed and Wicks. I think that Watson and Dobbs could be covered, and Reed and Wicks are hurt. So that's where I'm like really sweating it out. Like, man, we need both of them, at least one of them, and they're both just kind of like. So that doesn't make me feel good. My brain tells me Chiefs, but I am so excited. I think we've improved. Just feels like at each stage, each month, it's a different Packers team that they're starting to come together. And I still think, knock on fake wood here, I think LaFleur is undefeated in December. I don't think we've lost in December.
That's a good stat to know.
That's
I'm pretty sure. because last year we didn't. That's when we got on our run. We were shit last year, and we won all our games in December just to lose to Tim's Lions in January. But yeah, I think LaFleur's 12-0 in December. I'm like 97% sure.
Man.
Unfortunately, I think Mahomes gives us that first L.
No.
I'd taken the Chiefs, but I am really excited for this game. I think it's gonna be a dogfight, and I think Love shows the world, yeah, like we can hang. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Hey, Josiah DeGuara might be you guys' Travis Kelce for this game.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, sucks. Hey, it is the Simone Biles versus T Swift battle though.
Ooh,
Because Simone Biles is dating Owens.
Owens, yeah.
He's
Can't
he's
remember
terrible.
his name.
He's terrible. Like when he was
He's
with
not good. Yeah, he's really
he
not.
he
that
was good when he was with the Texans when he first got with Simone,
Yeah.
but like now,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But hey, Biles or Swift, take your pick.
Yeah.
I'm Team Biles, even though Taylor Swift was #1 in my Spotify Unwrapped yesterday.
Rap, yeah.
Which sucks.
It's not surprising though, Fitz. I'm just kidding.
She dropped an album and I listened to it. Like what? Spotify's gonna remind me that I listened to it. Golly.
Hell yeah.
Give me go Pack go, baby. Slap the cheese on my head. I'm going Packers. All right, Monday Night Action, which this needs to be flexed the fuck out. I'm saying this as a fan. Cincinnati, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Over 38.5. Jacksonville,
Ooh.
8-point favorite. This is the game no one gives a shit about. I know.
I thought they did. I read somewhere that one of the games got it. You know what? I think the Chiefs and Packers games might have got flexed. I read some game got flexed today. Let me see. Because it was the first Monday Night Football flex.
Let's see.
All right.
Oh, that's week 15.
Oh,
Eagles, Seahawks. They're
Oh.
booting Chiefs, Patriots for it.
they probably could have
I
used
see
it
it.
this week, but never mind.
Yeah, they definitely could have.
Man, what if y'all fuck around and accidentally win in Duval, just off the strength of your defense or what have you? I don't. You know what? I can't even do it just because I'm thinking. I don't know, man. Anything could happen, man. You got your boy Trey Hendrickson there. He can make something happen. He can put the pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Y'all end up with 3 picks. End up winning 13-3. You never know. But yeah, no.
I'm gonna take the Jags here.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals are done. I'm sorry, Hacky.
The chances of us winning is the chances of us getting the real Angel Reese story coming out of LSU. It ain't gonna happen. There ain't no chance.
8 points is very generous. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's a weird spread.
Because they know like Trevor Lawrence is gonna mess up and throw a pick here and there,
Yeah.
or
And they will put the ball on the ground. Yeah.
or Calvin Ridley told him what the spread to be.
Yeah. Give me Duval County. I hate to say it, but damn, it's bad. We're on to 2024. All right. Pub parlay. We did our college football parlay.
Ooh.
But now it's time for our pub parlay, which, by the way, college football parlay, Bama +6, under 36.5, Big Ten, Oklahoma State money line. That's our college football. So now our usual pub parlay, which if you boys did your part last week, I slacked. Houston got the doors beat off them, so that's on me. Sometimes you guys
Right now, there's a minute left in women's hoops, North Carolina versus South Carolina. UNC trying to upset #1 USC. We'll see if they pull it off. Also, I saw last night the men. I know Vontae's an NC State guy, but
Got the snap beat it out.
the men for North Carolina, they had their highest halftime total since 2005.
God.
Which, if you remember, that was a championship year with Raymond Felton and McCants and all them. So I don't know. Maybe there's something going on in Chapel Thrill. So I'm teasing that as I look ahead to basketball this week. I might have to pick a Tar Heel pick. See.
Okay. Well, whatever day you guys want, you let me know. We'll do it.
See. Let's see what went up. Okay. Oh, that already happened. All right. Saturday, NC State men's versus Boston College. Shoot, let's take. Is there a spread? Is there a spread on that? Because I feel like something stupid.
I'm checking it now. You said Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So this website can be slow. Tip off at 4.
Yeah.
Oh man. Where's it at? Oh, I guess they haven't put the line out yet.
Yeah. You know what? Well, F it. Let me go balls to the wall. I'll say money line for that if you can.
Moneyline State.
Yep.
All right.
Balls to the wall.
Man, I'm trying to make a basketball pick, but I haven't been feeling any of these. Like last year, I was locked in. I knew, and maybe I waited a little bit to make those picks, but yeah, I can't do it. The men's, nothing feels.
Nothing's sticking out.
Nothing's really calling me there. You know.
Yeah.
You're not feeling what is it? Houston versus Xavier or UConn versus Kansas?
Nah. It's too spicy.
Come on now.
Women, does it have to be Saturday?
Got to be Saturday.
Got to be Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
They got Florida State and UNC are playing in the Dean Dome.
Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on in NBA schedule. Let's see. No, not. I said let's see, not Siri. My computer thought I said Siri. Let's see. I'm gonna make an NBA pick. Here.
Do it.
Kings over Nuggets. At Sacramento. Yeah, that's my pick.
Kings money line.
Kings over the Nuggets.
Down. I like it.
Saturday.
I'm taking
Light the beam.
Light the beam. I love it. And I love the story that came out with it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Canes. We're going NHL action. Canes, they're at home taking on the Sabres. I feel like that's an easy dub. So probably a lot of favorites here, all 3 favorites, but you add them together, at least it's plus money coming in, baby. So let's hope it hits. Random question real quick, and then we'll get the hell out of here. You guys got one?
I got one. What was the most surprising song to pop up in your Spotify Wrapped Up, or your Apple Music Wrapped?
Let's see.
That's a good question.
I'm
so it could be
right
either
now.
a top song or a top song or a top artist, either one, song or artist.
Last year it was All You Wanted by Michelle Branch. That showed up in my. I was like, that's embarrassing, but I was like, hey, it's a good song. I'm not gonna lie, like it's a good song. This year, I don't know. I had a lot of rap. I had 4 rap songs in my top 5. Which is usually I have a wide variety, like, and that is like most of my music. Like my top artists were like Taylor Swift, Rolling Stones, Drake, Third Eye Blind. It's like how much more diverse can you get between all this? But my songs, I guess the one was I don't even know what it's called. It's the you can get with this or you can get with that. Or you can get with this, or you can get with that, or you can get with this. That I had that on like my workout playlist during the summer, and I'd forgotten that I kept putting it on a playlist. But that was in my top 5, and I was like, it is a really good, it's a really good song.
Yeah,
it's way back.
it's kind of like a very sports song because it's related. You think about all those like Gatorade commercials where they would just like running.
Yeah.
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 But even then, it's just the whole like boom, boom, down, boom, down.
Yeah.
Like the bass
Mhm.
bass riff is sick, and then who's on Black Green? Like just, I don't know, like there's just a lot of layers to it that I really
Yeah.
like that you don't hear with like that. I think I'm starting to become an old man, and I have beef with like new rap music because it's just all the same beat, and I was like I'm embracing some of those more creative like beats, and then also just like the rhyme schemes and stuff like that. So
I find myself slipping back to like old music too. But I guess seeing like coming from being a high school teacher to being a coach, like some of that stuff just kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
And then like it's like those rabbit holes of music too. Like you listen to that person because one of the students put me on, and then you see somebody else, and then you keep listening to it while you're in the gym stuff. I'm like, this is stupid, but like I get it.
Yeah.
So my most surprising, I'm gonna be honest, like I was looking at my songs, I'm like, there was a kick where I was listening to like old boom bap rap, and I thought that would pop up, and it didn't. I listened to a lot of R&B, and the song that I was surprised that kept popping up was Feel No Ways by Drake. And the reason being is that like I hated that Views album until I came back to it a couple years later, and I'm listening to the songs. I'm like, I can see how people would say this is the best Drake album. So Feel No Ways being on my 2023 top songs of 2023 is kind of crazy, but I believe it because I never skip it whenever it comes on.
Yeah. I like that. I haven't looked at mine until just now, until you had asked. And this has shocked me. Well, kind of. I guess total dad mode here. So Misty Mountains, it's from The Hobbit. That thing is magic to put kids to sleep. It's just low, and it just so we play it to get into it to go to sleep.
Got a mountain baby.
Yeah. So that's my number one played. So I guess we've had that thing on loop to get him to sleep. And then the second one was Fast Car by Luke Combs. And I think like before he was born, I was just like, I needed to mellow out. I just needed something to chill and relax. And I think that had just came out, and I just played it over and over and over again. So I guess that just shows dad mode there. But then my top genre is rap. So go figure. But good question, man. I'm glad we brought that up.
Yeah.
Great episode, boys. Episode 180. We're hopefully back on Tuesday next week. Sorry for the late show, and we'll get this published by Saturday morning. That's my goal. But you guys have a beautiful time.
All right.
see everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. We would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now. We would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.